The toy violin.
"What are you doing, Arrro?" asked his mother. "Listen, Ma," the chirpy 10-year-old boy replied. He played a tune with a fork on a few glasses of water. "Like it?" "Yes," said Arro's mother, putting his breakfast on the table. "Now eat quickly. You'll be late for school." Arro rolled some vegetables in a chapati. "Not today," he laughed. "Today's the last day of school and I'm in the concert." Then, roll in one hand and bag in the other, he dashed out of the house. Arro's mother tidied her little 2-room home. How Arro loves music, she thought. Arro's father was a taxi driver. He would say, "One day Arro will be a famous musician." But both parents knew that Arro needed special training. And where was the money for that? Arro's mother thought sadly. Arro's best friend, Pintu, was at the school gate. "I've got a present for you," he said. "I found it in the dustbin," he added mischievously. It was a toy violin and a bow. Arro looked carefully at the little violin. It was made of bamboo, with a mud cup at one end. "It has only one string," said Arro. He ran his finger down the tight wire that ran over the mud cup to the end of the bamboo. "Let's play it," he said. He put the cup end of the violin under his chin and kept his fingers on the wire at the other end. Then he drew the bow gently across the wire, up and down. A thin, sweet sound came from the violin, like a bird singing from far away. In a few minutes, Arro began to move the bow faster over the wire, and the air was suddenly full of happy music. "Stop it," said Pintu, who had started dancing. "What will the teacher say?" Arro's eyes were shining. "I'm going to play this violin at the concert," he said happily. The concert was in the school hall. Arro's item was the last. When the children saw the toy violin in Arro's hands, they began to laugh. Arro smiled and put his finger to his lips. "Listen," he said. When he drew the bow over the wire, such sweet sounds came from the violin that all the whispering stopped. Everybody leaned forward to hear the lovely sounds. The bow in Arro's hand was moving faster now. The little boy looked down and tapped his feet. Suddenly, the hall was filled with happy sounds, and everybody jumped up. There was cheering and clapping and laughing and stamping and waving and dancing. And Arro kept on playing. The principal was smiling. A man next to him said, "I've never heard anything like this." The man held up a camera and shot a video of Arro playing. Arro went home a happy boy, but he had no time to think of the fun he'd had. His parents were waiting, with all the boxes packed. An hour later they were on the train, on the way to Arro's uncle in his village, to spend the holiday with him and his family. Arro got back from his holiday on the first day of school. Pintu was waiting for him at the school gate. "Where have you been?" Pintu asked. "Everybody's looking for you." "Why?" asked Arro, surprised. "You don't know?" said Pintu. "Because you're famous!" he shouted, jumping up and down. "Remember a man took a video while you were playing that violin? Well, he put the video on the internet. And you're famous!" "What? Where? Why?" sputtered Arro, really confused. "Oh, come with me," said Pintu. "I'll show you." They went to the computer room. It was full of children. "Hey, Arro!" somebody shouted. "You're on the internet!" "Let's play it again for Arro," said the computer teacher. He clicked on an icon. Arro's face flashed on the computer screen. The children around the computer cheered. Arro watched, with his mouth open. There he was on the screen, playing the toy violin while the school clapped and cheered. "The whole world is watching this, Arro," said the computer teacher. "Millions of people, and they love it." Arro sat in a daze through all his classes. Then his teacher told him, "The principal wants to see you during the break." As Arro made his way to the principal's office, children thumped him on the back or shook his hand. It seemed the whole school knew his name. "Arro, we are proud of you," said the principal. Arro was surprised to see his parents in the office. They were looking very happy. A man came forward and shook Arro's hand. "Hello, Arro," he said. "I'm Mr. Shah." He was the man who had made the video. "Well done," said Mr. Shah. "Now the whole world loves the sound of a toy violin." "Mr. Shah is from the India Music Society," said the principal. "He wants to tell you something." "Arro," said Mr. Shah, "my society would like to give you a scholarship to be trained in music. Will you accept it?" "Yes!" said Arro very loudly. "That's settled then," said Mr. Shah. "And since you play a toy violin so well," he said, "you will enjoy playing this." And he put in Arro's hands a real violin.